My ex-wife has majority custody of my daughter Corrine, 17 female. Corrine only comes to our house every other Monday through Tuesday and weekend. Then she spends the next week completely at my ex-wife's. My stepdaughter Mackenzie, 20 female, lives full-time at me and my new wife's house. I want to mention that my ex-wife makes almost triple what I make. I'm certainly not poor, and my new wife and I are upper middle class. The point is, my ex-wife and her new husband aren't strapped for cash. Corrine got her driver's license last week, but she's had a car that my ex-wife bought her since she got her permit about a year ago. Before she bought it, my ex-wife wanted me to split the cost of the car with her. I told her no because it was absolutely ridiculous that she would expect me to pay 50% for a car that would come to my house less than a quarter of the time. That's like paying full rent on a house and only being allowed to live in it half of the time. My ex-wife was able to pay for the car on her own anyway. Corrine just got her license, and I was excited because she would be able to drive herself to and from school. However, my ex-wife will not allow Corrine to take her car to our house. I've tried reasoning with my ex-wife because Corrine has her license now, and she shouldn't have to waste time taking the bus on days when she's going to and from houses. My ex-wife is being childish and saying that if I want Corrine to be able to bring her car, then I need to split the gas and insurance with her. I told my ex-wife I'm willing to split the costs for gas, but I should not have to split insurance when she has chosen the insurance company and policy while I did not even get a say in it. A family friend, Lydia, is calling me a hypocrite because I completely bought Mackenzie's car and pay for the insurance and gas. Mackenzie's biological father is a bum. She doesn't have another well-off parent to pay for it like Corrine does, and besides, Corrine's here only a quarter of the time. I told Corrine this, and if she wants me to buy her a car for here, then we can always go back to court and try and get more custody time at my house. Corrine hasn't complained about it anyway. But Lydia says it's not the point, and Corrine will feel replaced if I refuse to split costs with my ex-wife while paying full for Mackenzie. But Corrine has not said anything about feeling replaced or complained over the car arrangement. Besides, Corrine and Mackenzie have treated each other like best friends for a few years now, and I highly doubt that will change over a car that Corrine knows Mackenzie's other bio parent can afford. Am I the a-hole? Yes, the a-hole. The argument that you shouldn't have to pay because the car is only at your house a quarter of the time is the stupidest argument. It will be in your daughter's possession 100% of the time, and you are responsible for 50% of her care, regardless of what her mother earns in proportion to your income. Yes, the a-hole. A million times. Yes, the a-hole. You don't want to pay for a car that rarely comes to your house? How about paying for a car for your child that you brought into the world? You treat your stepdaughter better than your own kid. No wonder your ex divorced you. Yes, the a-hole. You expect your ex-wife to pay the entire cost of a car because you chose to pay for your stepdaughter's car. It isn't your ex-wife's fault you made that decision, and I doubt she had any say in it. I also think that if you expect people to say exactly how they feel, especially kids, then perhaps you don't know your daughter as much as you should. I, male 31, am single and child-free. For the past few years, I've been house hunting, and during 2020 was offered to buy my great-grandmother's farmhouse. It's about an hour away, almost 80 years old, needs a lot of TLC, and comes with about 15 acres. Originally, I declined, but my grandma offered it at a steal to keep it in the family. The price was worth the land alone, and I love the idea of restoring, so I said yes. The house has 6 bedrooms, which sounds like a lot, but they're actually very small. The plan is to turn 4 rooms into 2 rooms and a bath. 1 room kept as the master, and the 6th room is actually the dining room that will become a part of the living area. The one great thing is the kitchen is huge and has an outdoor extension like mudroom. I've recently started construction on the rooms and have gotten some odd reactions from the family. My mother believes I should have kept the house as is, and when I pried, she admitted she thought I'd offer to house my sister's family. My sister, female 34, has 3 kids, female 11, female 9, male 3, and a deadbeat ex-husband. They divorced after her 3-year-old was born, and my sister moved in with my mom. Our parents are divorced, so Dad is not a part of this. My sister's husband moved back to his family's state and only sees the kids a few times a year. The child support is not much because he has a low-paying job. My mom's house is a 3-bedroom. My nieces share a room while my nephew sleeps with his mom. My sister has a job and could rent her own apartment, but wants to save up money instead. My cousin's son, male 15, has started staying as well and sleeps on the couch. His family life is not all that great right now. The house is cramped, but my mother refuses to ask her to leave. They have started making passive-aggressive comments about me being single and alone in such a huge house. When I asked my sister, she also admitted that she expected to at least be offered to live with me. I told her it's an hour away from her job and school. Why would she want to? She then said she would make the drive to work and change the kids' school. I told her I won't have the space, and now it has become a fight. My sister got my great-grandma involved, and now my grandma told me I should let them live with me because the house is family property. Now, even my 15-year-old cousin is asking about staying with me. So, am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. One is never responsible for their family situation. You are not obligated, legally or morally, to house your family. Stick to your guns, because if you let them in, they may never leave. And the sister expected OP to at least offer for the sister's family to move in, meaning she also had some wild expectation that with some luck, OP would offer the entire house outright. OP, your sister would take over your house if you let them anywhere near it. Continue with what sounds like really killer renovation plans, and whistle away from your mom and sister when they start up the discussion again. Not the a-hole. Once you bought the house, it was no longer family property. It's your property, and you get to decide who lives there. I've been planning on taking my girlfriend to this restaurant that just opened up near her. So I planned our date to be today. Early that day, my girlfriend suddenly came up to me and said that she invited 3 of her female friends, which I'm not sure why she did that without telling me before. I did not make a big deal out of it, so I was like, okay, can't wait to meet them, I guess. So at about 4:00 p.m., we started to get ready to go to the restaurant, and my girlfriend says that we have to pick up her friends because they don't have a car apparently. So now I'm even more annoyed, but I just kept calm and went with it. We get inside, we got a seat for 5 people. So while we were all sitting, her friends finally acknowledged me and started to talk to me. They were saying that my girlfriend's ex was 6'2", and that I'm only 5'7", and were laughing that I was balding. I started to laugh with them to hide the fact that I was very uncomfortable and was angry. What was really disappointing was that my girlfriend never told them to stop. She laughed with him. So our food finally came and the girls were drinking. So now they were even more obnoxious and were talking loudly. I was getting stares, and I even had a waiter to come to our table and kindly let us know that we were being a little too loud. So at this point, I was very embarrassed. So I was ready to leave at this point, so I got a waiter to bring me 2 checks. I was only paying for me and my girlfriend. Under normal circumstances, I would have paid for all of them. However, I have been disrespected all evening, so I did not feel obligated to. The friends did not like that very much, including my girlfriend. When I said I was only paying for my girlfriend and myself, they basically just started to emasculate me, saying I'm not a real man. They also call me broke. They say other worse things as well. So one of the friends actually paid for the 2 others and herself. I was very tempted to leave the 3 girls at the restaurant by themselves, but I did not think it would be right of me to leave 3 women by themselves alone, so I let them get into the car with me. I was taking all of the girls and my girlfriend back to her apartment because it was closer. So when we got back to her place, my girlfriend then took me into her bedroom and closed the door. She basically said that I embarrassed her because I did not pay for her friends. I then said that the girls were making fun of me, comparing me to your ex, and emasculated me. She then said that I was being sensitive and that I was acting like a wuss. My girlfriend had also been drinking, so I wasn't really taking anything she said to me personally. However, I did give money to her friends, the amount I would have paid at the restaurant to them, just to please her so she would stop talking to me about it. And then I made sure everything was all right with them, and then I left. Was I the a-hole in this situation? I don't think I was obligated to pay anything, but maybe I was just being sensitive. I don't know. Yes, the a-hole. To yourself, bro. Why isn't she your ex? I'm not big on dumping someone for small stuff, but damn. She showed you what you mean to her. Unless you are a bad person, I'm pretty sure you deserve better than that. Not the a-hole. You're not the a-hole, and you probably ought to dump your girlfriend because she has 0 respect for you. Not the a-hole. Surely paying etiquette means you pay for your own food, not get a stranger to pick up the tab, unless it was a specific occasion. Also, ditch the girl. She doesn't mind her friends being horrible to you all night, but is embarrassed by you for not paying. Why didn't she pay for the guests she invited? Does she see you as a walking wallet? So, my older sister is a mess. She has 2 kids by 2 different dads. She first got pregnant when she was 22 and rushed to marriage. After 4 years, she suddenly wanted to divorce and leave her daughter behind. She cut off all contact with her ex and kid because she was convinced she was young enough to do it right again. To this day, her daughter doesn't remember her, and my sister will tell people she has 1 kid and 1 kid only. No child support, 0 contact from her. Every time someone from this part of her life reaches out, she also blocks them. Then, when she was about 27 or 28, she got pregnant again with some guy we've never met. She had the baby, but he never stuck around. Now she's 31 and has been dating another guy for 2 years. He's essentially been around since she had her second baby. He recently dumped her, though, to move abroad. But she wanted him to adopt her kid officially. He won't. She was crying to my parents one weekend when we were all there for dinner. She called this particular ex a deadbeat for leaving her and her son, and that he must be a total psychopath to leave them when he's been in her son's life for 2 years, so he should see himself as his dad. The hypocrisy was too much for me at this point, So I called her out as being a deadbeat too, as well as a nasty hypocrite for making all of us pretend like she doesn't have a 9-year-old motherless daughter. My mom was furious because sister's secret daughter is the ultimate no-no topic in our family. My boyfriend was there and he kept squeezing my knee, telling me to calm down. I didn't, and kept launching into my sister until she cried even more. I felt bad, but I don't want to apologize. My parents are forcing me to seek her out, but I feel like nothing I said was wrong necessarily. But now I don't know if I went overboard since my sister was already going through a hard time with her ex, and I genuinely did make her cry harder with my words. Am I the a-hole? Edit. I've stopped reaching out around 3 years ago at the request of the dad. He's recently remarried and they're trying to rebuild a new life apart from my sister and us. Occasionally looking at pictures is the most I do now because I know they're trying to add distance as she gets older and understands more. Before that, I tried to visit once with my boyfriend, but her dad and grandparents decided it was too weird for the child and struggled to explain me without mentioning my sister. I used to send cards and toys and things until they told me to stop. Accusing me of abandoning her is very hurtful to me because, of course, I want to be a legitimate aunt in her life. But because of what my sister did, they are distancing all of us from her for her own happiness, which I can't blame them. However, it still hurts. Not the a-hole. Truth hurts. She abandoned her child. She is a hypocrite. Not only did she abandon her child, she appears to be pretending she never existed. What the duck? Not the a-hole. She was trying to get pity from you by complaining about her ex being a deadbeat and abandoning them when she did that herself to her first child. And that guy isn't even her second kid's dad. It's nuts that your family decided to just let that stuff go all these years and pretend it never happened. She absolutely should feel bad about it. Not the a-hole. I wouldn't say these situations are the same though. Your sister is definitely a deadbeat, but her ex isn't. He didn't abandon his kid. He left her and her kid. I, 34 male, have a daughter, Haley, 18 female, with my ex, 34 female. Yes, I got the ages correct. For background, neither of our families were happy when they found out we were expecting, but her family got over it after Haley was born. But mine cut me out. The only one who stayed in touch with me was my sister. My daughter doesn't know why I'm not in touch with my family. I don't want her to feel responsible. So my ex and I have always told her that I cut them out because I didn't like them. I have Haley with me every other weekend, and ex and I split costs of everything regarding her. We are on speaking terms, but don't hang out often. Only on Haley's birthday and Thanksgiving every year. I've been seeing my girlfriend, 36 female, for over a year now. She is not a kids person, doesn't want them, but is on good terms with Haley. My daughter will be leaving for college in another month, so she wanted to go shopping for new clothes and things she will need to get set up in her new apartment. She wanted both me and her mother to go with her. Girlfriend wasn't invited. I was happy to, but my girlfriend wasn't. She didn't speak to me, but directly went to Haley and said that Hales was being disrespectful to girlfriend by making me spend a day with my ex. Haley then told my girlfriend that it would be the last time I would have to spend time with my ex, until the next milestone like her wedding or having children, etc. But it only upset girlfriend even further. When Haley told me about this, I was upset and told my girlfriend that if at any point she has a problem with what I do, she is to speak to me and not my kid. 3 days ago, when my daughter, girlfriend, and I were at my place, the topic of college came up. Haley asked me if I would ever consider going to college myself. I said no, and when she asked why, I told her that I felt a little old for it now, and I have a well-paying job, so it isn't necessary. When she asked if I would consider that if I were still 18, my girlfriend literally said, "Of course he would. You do realize that you being born is the reason his family cut him in the first place, right?" Haley got upset, angry, and yelled at my girlfriend about how she just could not be happy that H has a stable life, and then called her some names. I was in too much shock to say anything, so I just asked my girlfriend to leave. I tried speaking to girlfriend the next day, but she said she wouldn't speak to me unless I punished my daughter to make her apologize to my girlfriend. I said no, I wouldn't make my daughter apologize. She hung up on me, and I've been getting texts from girlfriend's brothers calling me an a-hole for letting my daughter treat their sister like that. Haley has been avoiding me and her mom ever since. She leaves early, comes home late, and is eating out. I can't help but blame my girlfriend for that. I know name-calling is bad, but I feel like girlfriend brought that on herself. Am I the a-hole here? Everyone sucks here, except Haley and her mother. You're the a-hole because you haven't dumped your girlfriend. Why would you be with someone who is so disrespectful, insecure, rude, childish, and cruel to your daughter? You also didn't defend your daughter. Yes, the a-hole. She leaves early, comes home late, and is eating out. And I can't help but blame my girlfriend for that. Actually, you should blame yourself. You're the one who lied to your kid in the first place, and you're the one who started a relationship with a jealous, children-hating woman. After what she did, you should have known she would be petty enough to hurt your kid just because. I don't think you're going to see much of your kid from now on. P.S. Can't believe you haven't broken up with the girlfriend. Not the a-hole. Your girlfriend is being really nasty. I've no idea what could have possibly triggered her to be so petty and horrible. My only one recommendation is for you to sit your daughter down and tell her how much you love her, and that it's not her fault your family cut her off, etc., etc., because that crap will stick with her for life. Good luck.